Welcome back. With precisely 1 week to go before his first criminal trial is set to begin, Donald Trump is once again comparing himself to Nelson Mandela. In a 3-page rant on social media over the weekend, Trump railed against a judge overseeing the hush money trial for imposing a gag order on him last month. Trump wrote this: "If this partisan hack wants me to put me in the clink for speaking the open and obvious truth, I will gladly become a modern-day Nelson Mandela." That gag order was imposed after Trump repeatedly attacked the judge's daughter, despite being warned not to do so. Also, those close to Trump say he's actually terrified at the idea of spending time in jail, and contrary to what he posted on Truth Social. Joining us now, Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist and associate editor of the Washington Post, as well as an MSNBC political analyst, our friend Eugene Robinson. Eugene, great to see you this morning. Thank you for joining us. So, Donald Trump is comparing himself to Nelson Mandela. It is beyond offensive. Give us your analysis here. Is there any way at all this will resonate with people outside of Trump's hardcore base?
No. It hardly needs to be said, but I met Nelson Mandela. Donald Trump, you're no Nelson Mandela. It is such a ridiculous comparison that I don't think it will resonate with anybody except the MAGA base. And why shouldn't we expect it to resonate with the hardcore MAGA base? Because everything he says seems to resonate with them. So I guess that could be the next rallying cry among I'm talking about the hardcore. I'm not talking about people who are just going to vote for Trump because maybe they don't like Biden's policies or whatever. But the hardcore MAGA base, unbelievable, but they could see Donald Trump as a political prisoner, at least a potential political prisoner, as this trial goes on.
And Trump, of course, has also compared himself to Jesus at times. So, Eugene, one of the great unknowns is the impact this criminal trial might have on the election. We have some analysts who believe that it will make no difference at all. Some think it could actually fire up supporters of Republicans who think that Trump is being unfairly prosecuted. Others believe it'll totally turn off swing voters and move the race, even just a few points, which in a tight race might be enough for President Biden. Just give us your best guess. None of us know. We've never been here before.
None of us.
What do you think?
None of us knows. It could be any or all of the above. I know there has been some polling over the months that suggested there are voters out there who are inclined to vote for Trump, but who say they won't vote for him if he is convicted of a felony. So if he gets convicted, we'll see if those people are serious about that. I think a lot of Republicans who are kind of on the fence are kind of talking themselves into voting for Trump. This shouldn't be a surprise. We should expect most Republicans to come home, most Democrats to come home, and then it'll be decided on the margins. I still don't see how being on trial, the spectacle we're going to see, and especially the prospect of being potentially convicted, I just still don't see how that's a plus. I don't see how that's a net plus for Donald Trump. But, we'll have to see. We've all been wrong about Donald Trump before.
Yeah, and certainly this Manhattan case deemed less serious than some of the others that he may be facing, but it might be the only one that goes to trial before November. So, Eugene, let's talk about his opponent, President Biden. He'll be in Wisconsin later today talking about student debt relief, and it's squarely aimed at some of these young voters who polls suggest he might be on the verge of losing. And talk to us about that dynamic. There was some really good reporting this weekend from Politico that suggests that if polling is accurate, and that's an if because polls have been shaky in recent years, it's Biden showing surprising strength among older voters, but struggling with young voters who, we'll see if they go to Trump, but they might stay home.
Right. I'd be shocked if they went to Trump because Trump is offering them absolutely nothing. But they're clearly angry with Biden over a number of issues. I think the biggest issue right now for many young voters is Gaza and the administration's support for Israel, which a lot of younger voters see as unnecessarily uncritical, and we think we should have a different policy. Student debt relief is also a big deal for a lot of younger and increasingly for some middle-aged voters who are still drowning in student debt. I believe this latest initiative, the White House is saying, could help up to 30 million people. And so, again, I don't think that can hurt Biden. I think it might help some. But I think Gaza is the bigger issue, especially on campuses. So, for example, if you're going to win Michigan, you got to win big in Lane County, Detroit. You also got to win big in Washtenaw County, which is Ann Arbor. And right now, I'd say, he needs to shore up those numbers in Washtenaw County. Maybe this will help.
Yeah, certainly social media, particularly TikTok, seems to be filled with anti-Biden rhetoric right now, which may be also impacting young voters. But certainly you're right. There's also that Trump's offering them nothing. There's also a chance polls may just be broken yet again this cycle.
Exactly.
We shall see.
Exactly.
Eugene Robinson, terrific analysis. We really appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you. And thank